Hello guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the Three Hammers. It's Luke and Paul here. The Euros are well and truly underway. West Ham's got loads of transfer news. We're linked with about what, mate? 750 players. We'll be back straight after this. Yeah, mate. Wait, should we start with West Ham? Yeah, let's start with West Ham and then we'll do the Euros at the end. Probably the main news of last night, mate, and a couple of channels have touched on it already. Edson Alvarez did his hamstring last night for Mexico, and obviously he was heavily linked with Man United this week, mate. What do you make of that? Is it ever a good time for a player to get injured?
To be honest, I know you sent me the article, so I haven't actually looked into it, so I don't know how long he's supposed to be out for.
He was crying when he came off. He looked quite upset when he came off. So
I'm sure, yeah. The Man United thing, I think for us to sell him, it needs to be silly money. I think you're talking 80 million, like go away money. I don't think we'd be looking to sell him, and I think if we were, especially to a club like Man United, who are known for paying silly money for players, like overpaying massively for players, I think if he was going to go to them, it would need to be for stupid money. He's not worth £80 million, but if they want him,
but that's what he's worth to us.
Yeah, exactly. If they want him, that's what I'd say. Yeah, right then, 80 million, you can have him. But I don't think he would have gone anyway.
Do you not think? No. I think he would.
No, I don't think so.
Because in January, was it January? He sort of had a little flirt with Chelsea a little bit.
I think this season with a new manager coming in, fresh start. I think a lot of players that maybe.
I do think he was treated really badly under Moyes, and he might still be feeling that a little bit, like you say, mate.
Especially the last couple of games. Was it? I can't remember what game it was, but he got blamed.
Well, it's just comments, wasn't it? And he keeps coming out of it even now. Like I watched a podcast with Gary Lineker, and it's when we lost Declan, all of a sudden we conceded 70 goals. Last year, Declan cuts out 20% of them.
Yeah, and he was made a scapegoat by Moyes, and he didn't play last couple of games, did he? He was dropped, and he was sort of shunned. So yeah, but I think with a new manager coming in, obviously Moyes is gone now. I don't think he would have gone this summer anyway. Maybe next summer, but I don't think he would have gone this summer.
Yeah, like you say, mate, the protection we've got is he hasn't got a buyout clause like the other two. And I think he's too crucial to get rid of, mate. You can't. We don't know what's going to happen with Lucas, and we'll talk about him in a minute. If you got Saudis looking at Kudus, you got Newcastle looking at Bowen. I don't think Bowen's going anywhere, but you can't lose too many. You can't lose too many. He's too vital to what we want to achieve. Like I say, hopefully this injury now, has helped us a little bit. Hopefully it's only a short one. Do you think Flynn Downs may have a chance now in pre-season, or do you think he's definitely going to go?
It sounds like the last I saw yesterday, I think, was that Southampton are trying to put a package together to buy him. So I don't think we'll see Downs. I think he'll go.
It sounds like Danny Ings may go that way as well. No hard feelings there really for him, mate. He's like just didn't work out for him. Did he? Another one scapegoated by David Moyes, really?
Yeah, massively. I mean, I can't remember the exact game it was, but there was one game he played. He came on. He played really, really well.
I think it was the Burnley game when he played number 10.
He was basically best player on the pitch, and then dropped immediately. Didn't see him again for the next 4, 5, 6 games. I don't know. I'm not saying he would have come in and solved all our problems or anything, but what was that?
He couldn't have done any worse. He couldn't have done any worse, could he?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but no, like you say, mate, just one of them didn't work out.
Yeah, this question here, first question that was posted a little bit earlier today, says, do you think we'll get any more before the end of June, like promised? I don't think so now. What about you? There's a week left. I think the player would have been probably Alexi Garcia, who's going to Leverkusen now. I think it's going to be a little while now. I think it might be a couple of weeks before we sign someone now.
Yeah, I mean, the closest is probably that Kilman from Wolves.
But even then, Newcastle's entered that race now.
Yeah, I think we would still have the advantage, though, because of the relationship with Lopetegui.
Do you think he comes in as captain as well?
Yeah.
Do you think Lopetegui's telling him that, like, you're coming to West Ham, you are going to be captain?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think if he comes in, I think he'll make him captain. And do you know what? I think I've got no issue with that at all. Um, the players we've got at the moment, I know a lot of people argue for Bowen, but I still don't. I don't think Bowen's captain material. Just like I didn't think Declan Rice was. Not saying there's anything wrong with them as players. Obviously, fantastic players. I just didn't see him as captains. And I feel the same about Bowen that I did about Rice. I just don't see him as a captain. And I don't think we've got a natural leader in the team at the minute. So if he can come in and yeah, I've got no problem with that. You know, we saw Allardyce do it.
What about the price, though?
I think it depends on it. If we get him, like he's their best player, he's their captain.
He's English.
He's English. You're going to need to pay over the top to get him. I reckon 35, 40 will probably get him. But then when you look at what we paid for Zuma, you look at what we paid for Agerd, it's not that mad. It ain't.
No, it's not. It's not. Not for, like I say, not for the homegrown quota.
We paid what 25 million for Kera.
Yeah, yeah, so, yeah. I think 35 million is good. 25 million's punt money, really. Now, you know, that's sort of money for a sort of mediocre Premier League player. Now, you know what you'd expect. I hope he comes. I do. I do like that Nuham Perez as well. You read much about him? I like him. I think he looks like an hard man. Argentinian. I think he plays for Udinese. I think it was. I like him. What about the Juventus guy? Do you know much about him? Obviously, you know Juventus. I know you don't watch him religiously, but it's a team you like. Matthias Sule. He looks really special. He looks really, really special.
Yeah, and there's a lot of teams in for him as well. So I don't think that one's gonna happen. It'd be amazing if it did, but I can't see that one coming off.
No. What about another one we're linked with today? Shock. 32-year-old centre forward.
Callum.
Do you know who it is?
Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson. Yeah. Nah, he's too injury prone, isn't he? He's a good goal scorer though. No one can take that away from him. The man is a fantastic goal scorer.
Like we need to be past this. We've already got Antonio.
Can you imagine what it'd be like as well? Antonio and Callum Wilson, boys' club. Oh, let's do the podcast from the training ground.
Yeah, but like what I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me. You've already got Antonio. Why Wilson? You know, if you want, we've already got that older backup striker. We don't need another one. You know, at the moment we've got two with Danny Ings as well. You know, obviously if Danny Ings goes, we don't. No. And I don't see there being anything in that.
Who do you think is going to be the most likely to come? I think Nesri is going to come.
Yeah. If anyone, I think he's the most likely. We've obviously been after him for a long time, way before Lopetegui. But obviously they've worked together before at Sevilla. He knows him. Same as well. And Nesri knows the manager, knows the way he plays, knows what to expect. I think that's probably the most likely. He's not the most exciting, but if he's
quite physical. He's physical. He's good. He's good at what he can do. You know, he's limited, but he's good at what he's limited at.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing is if the manager knows he can come in and play in his system the way he wants to play, that's a good thing. You know, you're not getting another Scamacca situation, Allaire situation.
Well, he's going to be loved, isn't he? He's going to be loved. He's worked with him before. He's going to know what to do.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So I think that's probably the most likely. I think we'll see. I think he would come, and I think we'll see maybe one more who's a bit more of a
punt. Yeah.
Sort of punt, but an expensive punt, you know?
Yeah, I don't know who. There's so many players we're linked with. I don't think we're going to get the Jurassis. Jonathan David, shock now linked to Manchester United, who we should have went and got 2 years ago.
Well, let me tell you, mate. So I started up a new Football Manager save, right? A couple of weeks ago for the end of the season. Started up a new save, going through, making the transfers and that. And I signed on a free Ryan Sessegnon. Right, to play left back. Who we linked with now? Ryan Sessegnon. My marquee striker signing on that save was Joshua Zirkzee.
Yeah.
Dutch player. I'm waiting for us to be linked with him now because my FM save is prophecy.
That's a good way of going into it, actually, Ryan Sessegnon. I forgot about him. What do you make of him, mate? Obviously, if you remember the Seville game, I remember it. I've got quite a good memory of it. I remember them switching play quite a lot. I think it was Jesus Navas at the right wing back role and Marcus Acuna at left wing back. And I remember them being so good at switching play, and obviously that's under Lopetegui. Yeah, what do you make of that, Ryan Sessegnon? You think he could fit in that sort of style?
100%. Yeah, I think he's a real talent as well. And he's what, 23, 24?
Yeah, another one.
Obviously,
had a few injuries as well.
That's the problem. That's the problem. I mean, I did read a stat. Something, it was crazy. Like over the last 3 seasons, he's missed like 2.5 years. Mad injury history. So that's a huge risk, especially with West Ham, because we've got a terrible record for that kind of thing. But if you're looking at just the player, fantastic player. But yeah, it's the injuries that's a huge worry. But then if he's coming in on a free transfer, as long as you don't want stupid wages, it's a decent kind of risk-free signing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for someone who potentially is not going to start, you know, we need to build some options on the bench as well that Lopetegui is going to look at and use. That left back role, mate, actually leads into another thing. I know this is all old stuff, but me and Paul have not got together and discussed it together. Probably one of your favourite players, mate. One of my favourite players as well. Emerson, linked back to Italy with AC Milan. It's got a bit quiet. It's gone a little bit quiet. What do you think?
I think he's going to go. I do. There's been a lot of talk in the Italian press. Let's say Milan, Roma linked with him. A lot of talk in the Italian press. I'll be gutted because I think he's a really good player. I think he was one of our best players last year.
And I think he would thrive in a system that's more possession based.
But I think with obviously the whole, you know, he's at his best when Paqueta's at his best. When them two are on it together, they're fantastic.
Magic, yeah.
And I think the whole stuff that's going on with Paqueta, I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me to see him go back to Italy. It really wouldn't. I'd be gutted if it happened, but it wouldn't surprise me.
What sort of price would you? What is he? 30 now? And he 20? Probably is 30 this year.
I don't know.
I think we could command about 15 million for him.
Yeah, 15.
Like in Italy, them left backs they go on to like they're 38, don't they? Like over there in Serie A, they play for ages.
I think I would say 15 million easy. I reckon 15 to 20. I think the problem is Italian clubs don't have.
They ain't got no money, no, and that's why we're trying to, you know, go after that Sule because Juventus probably have to sell to buy. Yeah. Any other players, mate, that you've seen? Oh, sorry, there was a really funny one, just in case you haven't seen it. Real Madrid linked with Thomas Souček. And the article reads, mate, this is how funny this article reads, as the ideal replacement for Toni Kroos.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah. Souček's got that passing range. He's got that vision, 100%.
Presence.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Can you imagine Thomas Souček playing next to Jude Bellingham?
And Camavinga, and Valverde.
Yeah, Tchouaméni. Yeah, of course, man. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. No, please.
Honestly, if that happens, I will never not believe anything in football again.
Well, listen, let's not forget, mate,
Julian Forbear. Yeah, and who was the other one? The Everton boy, Thomas Gravison. When he went there, that was just, Thomas Souček to Real Madrid. Well, honestly, this like I'm in like the Marvel multiverse where
his agent is doing good work.
Yeah. To be fair though, he's one that I think, you know, possibly will benefit from a move because I think he will struggle in the team. No,
I do. Yeah. And listen, like he wasn't great last season. But I don't think really many of our players were. And I like Souček, you know, I really do.
Yeah, he's got some bloody good goals last year.
Yeah, he's got some fantastic goals. I really like Tommy. He seems like a really genuine bloke, you know, he seems like a good character to have around. But yeah, his biggest weakness is he can't pass the ball and he can't retain possession. And in a Lopetegui team, that's key. I don't see a role for him in a Lopetegui team. I don't. It's a shame. But, you know, he just can't play that role. He can't.
So something I have seen though, someone who might thrive, mate, who we slated a little bit. We didn't really go in on him. Is someone like James Ward-Prowse may actually really thrive in this team, no?
Yeah, it's a good point, mate. Yeah, absolutely, he could do.
Because Lopetegui would like someone who just keeps recycling it. You know, like Mark used to. You know, the left, right, nothing forward. As long as we're in possession of the ball.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. It's a good point, mate. Yeah, absolutely. You know, he could have a good lease of life. He didn't do anything wrong last season. He just weren't great. But it's weird because if
Well,
you
the thing is, with Sobchak, go on, mate. Actually, go on, you talk on.
no, I was just going to say, you know, when he first signed those first few games, he was fantastic.
Yeah, and then Moyes put like a bit of a shackle on him, and also when it's him and Sobchak in the midfield, Jesus Christ, it was like Moses had parted the waves every game. We had no midfield for a lot of games last year, mate. But again, why is that? We can't pass football. Cannot pass football. A lot of channels have discussed it, mate. The Paqueta stuff. Obviously, we assume he's pleaded not guilty because we haven't heard anything else. I think it's only fair to say, what do you think on the Saudi thing? So there's a lot of rumour that Saudi want him, you know, and they'd be prepared to take a hit, you know, if he got banned, and maybe the FA are only looking for a Premier League ban and not a Saudi ban or whatever. FIFA do that. Would you be prepared to take 40 million at potentially risking not losing for 85?
I wouldn't, and I'll tell you what. The reason why I wouldn't is because I would imagine, and I suppose it depends what his book value is, doesn't it? Because if say he gets found guilty and he gets banned, and that's effectively his career over, we will have insurance against him. We will sue him. We'll sue him for that, and I imagine we'll get whatever his book value is. So it depends what his book value is. If that's higher or lower than 40 million,
yes, it's a hard one, isn't it? But what do you think? I think he is going to get found guilty.
I don't know. I don't know. It's a real tough one. You have to think that they wouldn't take it to this stage if they didn't think they had something on him. But from the sounds of things, reading between the lines, so he said he cooperated completely. One of the charges he got against him was failure to cooperate or to hand over evidence. I reckon that must be, they said, we need your phone. And he said, no, I ain't giving you my phone. That's if they haven't got anything actually linking him to, don't get me wrong, circumstantial evidence, it seems ridiculously bad. But if they haven't got any actual evidence of him talking to these people, how can they charge him?
I know it's a hard one with an FA investigation. Obviously, it can be circumstantial.
Yeah, it's not a criminal.
It's slightly different. That's what makes this case really messy. Where if it goes to criminal, because I assume if he's charged by the FA, it could potentially turn into a criminal charge. That's where it might fall down. What's the ideal situation for you? For me, is this case rumbles on at least until January, and we get Lucas Paqueta playing for us till January.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously what you want. I think it will take at least that long anyway. It's not going to be no quick resolution. So the only problem is what sort of a player is he going to be with that in the back of his mind all season?
No, it's true, mate. So what would be the ideal?
You're frozen, Luke.
So it's because I went into another page. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah. So what's the ideal situation for you then? What do you want to see?
I suppose there ain't an ideal situation. The ideal situation is someone buys him for £85 million. That's the ideal situation.
Let's go through some of these comments then. Why are we not producing good English managers for Premier League teams in the last 20 years? No English manager has been in the top three of the Premier League. No, yeah, he finished fourth, didn't he, Eddie Howe? Eddie Howe's a good manager, though. Eddie Howe's a good manager.
I think the thing is if you look at, like, let's be realistic. You know, Pep Guardiola is one of the greatest managers of all time. Jurgen Klopp, you could argue similar, right? So that's kind of two places gone immediately. So I don't know, though. I don't know. I think maybe it's, you know, where are we trying to pull from? You know, English players don't seem to have any real inclination to want to go into management.
Yeah, sometimes it's just reliant on names. Sometimes, you know, the English boys that get the jobs are the Franks, the Stevie G's, and sometimes, you know, you got to be a bit more obscure. You know, maybe a Carrick might be able to do something one day, or this Will Still guy. You know, I don't know where he's ended up. Will Still. Yeah, and when Potter went to Chelsea, he didn't really get a full chance, did he? It's a weird one. Michael Blease says, we have a budget of 90 million plus sales. Kilman 45 million is half the budget. Do you think West Ham are hiding the fact they have more to spend? We're actually going to sell a star to make money. Obviously, we're relying on Paqueta going, weren't we?
I think that would have been a big part of it. But I absolutely think we've got more than 90 million to spend. It makes no sense whatsoever for us to come out and say, yeah, we've got 300 million.
Yeah, you can't do that. You got to think we clearly had about 30 million to spend on a striker in January. That's without the Kehrer money. That's without the Ben Rama money. Without the Flynn Downs money. There's still quite a bit of money that potentially can come in the club before Gerd as well. Gerd's going to be what, 25 million at least. I think there's quite a bit more money to spend. No?
I do, and it's from a negotiating perspective. It makes sense. You go in saying your skin. You don't go in saying you've got loads of money, because if you do, everyone's price goes up.
Yeah, if you're going to buy an house and go, oh yeah, my budget's only 400 grand, then you might be able to get that 500 grand house a bit cheaper. It makes sense. You're not going to say you're cash rich, because then you get the situation like the Declan Rice. Everyone knew we had money.
Yeah.
Still, Richard says, what do you think about the news on Johnson is now going to Eve? Yeah, obviously a few weeks ago it looked like he was going to stay. Now it looks like he may be going to Ipswich. I can't blame him. I can't blame the guy. I like him. But yeah, if you've got to go and play football at his age now, no?
So I've read from a couple of Knees Up Mother Brown forum. I'm on that all the time. And there's a couple of people on there that seem to know Ben Johnson's family quite well. And they've said that it was the whole agent thing that done it. Sullivan wanted him to change agents to Silkman. His current agent is been with him for years and years, friend of the family. He refused, said, no, I don't want to change my agent. And apparently after that, he was treated absolutely shockingly, which is why this is all happening. Apparently the family's gutted about it, because he's West Ham. The family's
he's West Ham boy, isn't he? Yeah.
So, apparently they're absolutely gutted about it, but it sounds like they've been treated absolutely horrifically by the board.
Yeah.
So it's a shame, man.
Shame, mate. It is a big shame. Question 3. We need homegrown with rumours out. Where do they come from, the youth? Yeah, it's true. I think one of the top ones, is it Alford? I think he's linked to Villa. Obviously Johnson going. I think George Urphy's going to get a chance next season. I think that whole video with Lopetegui, Steiden and Noble and Urphy, I think there was, that was planned, George just happened to be there, and we all happened to be there with a camera. I think there's something in that. But I do think Lopetegui will give kids more of a chance. What about you, mate?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so.
It's one of our biggest things I want.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, we've got a real good crop at the minute. Done fantastically. Didn't they win the Youth League and the Cup? So yeah, I hope we see more of the youth players coming through this season. I really do.
We can't be selling till we had a settled team. After that, you can sell when you have replacements in the wing. Yeah, any chance you think Kudus will go?
No. Unless, like I say, unless the Saudis come in and chuck 150 million on the table, then yeah, see you later. But no, I don't see it.
Yeah. 99% of the rumours are agent generated. Don't believe it until they get the shirt on. Yeah, talking to the shirt, mates. When's this bloody shirt coming out?
It's the same every year, isn't it? Same every year. Apparently, it's going to be the home shirt is due to be announced probably tomorrow. It's due to be announced this week.
What did you think of the black one that got leaked?
I don't like if that was going to be our third shirt, but apparently that's our away shirt.
I don't think we'll have a third shirt this year because we're not in Europe.
No, we will. It's an opportunity to sell shirts, mate. They'll wear it. They'll wear it for one FA Cup game. 100%.
Anything for money, there, you said it.
Guarantee it, mate. But no, 100% there'll be a third shirt. But I don't like our home shirt, claret and blue. Apparently, the home kit this year has got white socks, white shorts, which I love. Fantastic. That's how it should be. But the away shirts, for decades, it was on rotation, white, sky blue, navy.
Yeah.
White, sky blue, navy. And then when we had that blackout kit, which I love, by the way.
Which lovely kit, yeah, lovely kit.
Beautiful kit. But because that went down so well, that now black seems to be in the rotation as well, which I'm not massively a fan of. As a third kit, fantastic, yeah, but I don't like it as an away
Not as the main away kit, no. Roth Fontaine says, who would you sell from midfield? Go on, mate, I'll let you have that one.
Souček, I would sell. Obviously, we talked about, doesn't really fit. Ward-Prowse, I wouldn't be against selling if a decent offer came in. Apart from that, we ain't really got any midfielders. Alvarez, obviously, I'd want to keep.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who else I would sell. Yeah, probably just Souček, mate, if it was me. Balance of probability for the Paqueta hearing. Paqueta did hand over his phone. Hypothetically, but would you take 40 million if someone was to buy him today? Obviously, that's the Paqueta one. We discussed that, mate. I've watched the fouls in question a few times. Either Lucas is stupidly reckless or he knew exactly what he was doing. I think he's going to find it hard to convince the FA that he was innocent. Go on, mate.
See, the one that gets me with that is one of them was he got booked in like what, the 91st, 92nd minute?
Yeah.
And why would you leave it that late? What if he'd have been subbed off 10 minutes before? That's the one.
What do you make of the one that he said that he asked David Moyes not to play? I think it was the Bournemouth game, first game of the season. Obviously, because he didn't want to jeopardise the Man City move.
I don't know. It's weird, man. It's weird. The biggest thing is, I think if you look at the challenges that he made that they're talking about, he got Cardiff for, in my opinion, nothing out of the ordinary really for Lucas Paqueta. And like I say, the one where he left it until injury time, that doesn't make sense to me. You know, anything could have gone wrong there. Could have got subbed off. Maybe he didn't get booked. But the biggest thing is obviously is the betting patterns coming from Paqueta Island. That's obviously
that just doesn't make sense, does it? Yeah.
But then you look at the amounts as well. Like some of the bets were like, didn't they say in total it was like 15 grand or something?
Yeah, it wasn't a lot of money. I don't know if that's a lot of money over there.
Don't get me wrong, mate. I'm sure that's probably like 10 years' salary over there. But
you know, you'd be thinking up making hundreds of grands.
Yeah, like for 15 grand. Like he could give him 15 grand out of his pocket.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I'm not saying I don't think he's guilty because it's very suspicious, but it doesn't make sense.
No, it's not enough money. Well, maybe that's what he thought, though. Maybe he thought, a couple of little bets won't go registered. Rumours on London Stadium becoming the Betway Stadium. I can't say I've read that, but it's about bloody time that we got some naming rights. We've been in there bloody 10 years, haven't we? Nearly. Yeah.
If we get good money for it, I've got no issue with that, really.
Yeah. What's the update regarding a striker and 2 CDs? Great show, by the way. Like I say, we discussed a few. Callum Wilson and Nesri. Oh, what about Tammy Abrahams, mate? Anything on him?
Forgotten man, isn't he?
Again, it's uninspiring again, isn't it? It's like...
Yeah. A couple of years ago, 100%. But now, I don't know, probably better out there.
Yeah, I agree. Third shirt specifically for the Betway Cup. Daniela Stewart says, why are some of our fans still negative? We have a new manager. Okay, we are not in Europe, but can be benefit to us considering others are not improving. The squad's as good as us. Can't agree more, mate.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. Hey, what happened now?
That was fun.
Yeah. I'm really excited about it going forward. What about you, mate?
Absolutely, yeah. You know, we've been calling for a new manager for a long time. Finally happened. Hopefully we're going to play some better football. Yeah, I'm really excited. You know, we
need some new players, but
we do need some new players. But you know, we've already signed the Brazilian wonder kid. You know, absolutely loads to be excited about.
Yeah, innocent unproven guilty. Boycott Betway. Because
it was let's point that out as well. It was Betway that stitched him up. It was Betway that pointed out the irregularities.
Apparently, no news on it yet, but he did go off crying, mate. I'm just gonna say that. Just one other thing on West Ham, mate. I think it's fair as a channel that we sort of just touch on it. What do you make of this concession thing and this season ticket thing that's rumbling at West Ham, you know, that they've risen the price of concession, they've risen the age of concession, and to get a concession seat, you're basically sitting with, you know, the gods, basically.
It's a joke. It's a joke. Disgusting. You know, I'm pretty sure they'd done something like this a few years ago and rode it back due to backlash. But yeah, it's money, 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 money. How much money can we get? You know, they don't care about long-term fans. They don't care about fans that have been going for decades. And you know,
Well, I think it's true, mate. I think they want to kill season ticket holders. I think a lot of clubs want to do that. You know, that's why when you exchange your ticket, you know, you only get like £2, and they sell it for £75. It's just not a good look. It's not a good look from West Ham. You know, there's easy press that West Ham can do, and the owners can do to give themselves an easy time, but we just always seem to get it wrong. They always seem to get it wrong, them two.
Yeah, it's very, very, very poor from the club. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Oh, actually, sorry, one other thing on West Ham, mate, just before we do move on. The fixtures did come out, mate. But we don't leave London, mate, till November. Villa's tough game start. Then I think it's Palace in it, and then City, and then I think it's like Fulham, Ipswich, Chelsea. What do you think, mate?
I was happy enough. You know, when you look at it, I don't think there's any there's no runs there where you think, oh, that's going to be a rough 4 or 5 games. There's no like nightmare runs. You know, there's not a month where you look at the fixtures and think, I don't like the look of that month. There's tough games peppered throughout, but I don't. But on the flip, there's no real easy runs either. You know, it seems to be a very balanced fixture list for us this year.
Yeah, no, I agree, mate. Like I said in my video reacting to it, that you know that changes through the season anyway. You know, perspective. You know, if West Ham start badly, me and you coming here going, I don't know when the next win's coming. But then you start well, you think, God, I can't see where the next loss is coming. You know, it changes throughout the season, doesn't it? What looks a favourable run can quickly turn into a horrible run. You know, it's hard one. Till it starts, we don't know. We don't know how we're going to play. We don't know what players we're going to have.
So that was driving me crazy.
I'm back in England now, and Paul's back in Ireland. Oh, well, you don't need to ask me and Paul this one. I think we've made it clear over the years. This club, mate, listen, I watch England. I watched England before for Declan Rice when he was West Ham. I watch England now, and Paul confirmed this. I texted Paul and said, mate, if Jared Bowen comes on, send me a text and I'll put it on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, club before country every single time, all day long. I don't
even cheer England goals. I don't. When England score, I'm like,
unless there's a West Ham player on the pitch, like you say, mate. Don't get me wrong. I've watched the England games this year, I've really tried to get back into it. You know, this is from 1998 shirt. Loved England. You know, 98, obviously 96. You know, 2000, 2002. I think 2004 was probably the last time I was really sort of into England. 2004. But yeah, no, club over country all day long, mate, all day long. And you know, we were talking about it. Excuse me. We were talking about it during the England game. You know, it's England at the minute under Southgate is like watching West Ham under Moyes. It's awful.
Especially the other night, mate. Jesus Christ, no one could pass the ball.
So negative, so passive.
With those players as well,
it's ridiculous.
You know what I mean? You've got Jude Bellingham, one of the best players in the world. You've got Declan Rice in his position. You know, Saka, Kane, John Stones. You know, Foden looks absolutely oblivious. You know, nowhere.
Cole Palmer can't even get on the pitch.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man. Crazy.
Yeah. We've got a nice December. Only Liverpool at the end of it. In my opinion, fans are club and players are country. At the end of the day, the club is their job. You know, the club's their job. Unless you support the team, you know, it's their job. Anybody here, David Moyes defending Southgate and TalkSport, hilarious. Be careful what you wish for, England fans. Yeah, and if you guys ain't seen it, he did a podcast with Gary Lineker, Shearer and Mika Richards, and they talk about West Ham a little bit at the end. You can skip it through. It's on YouTube, so you can skip to that bit. And he keeps going with that. He talked quite well about West Ham and his time, but then he has to go back to that rhetoric of, you know, boys, where have West Ham ever been a good club? They're always down the bottom or nearly getting relegated. And it's like, go away, mate. Just go away.
It's not true either.
No.
It's not true. You know, we had
great
really
times
good
under
finishes.
Harry.
Yeah, great times under Ray, but we had great finishes under
Bilic,
Bilic, Pellegrini,
Pardew.
Yeah, Pardew. Like it's a nonsense. It is.
Yeah.
It's a nonsense.
Yeah. And it's just like, we are thankful. We are, mate. I am thankful. Now he's left the club. I can look back and go, yeah, mate, you did a bloody good job. You give me the best day I've ever had as a West Ham fan. But it's time to go. It was time to go. Careful what you wish for. And that's the problem with the press. They're going to be quick as anything if West Ham start badly to jump on Lopetegui. And you know why they didn't jump on him? If you do get a chance to watch that podcast, Alan Shearer goes, "Oh yeah, David was the one who helped me when I was doing my coaching badges." And it just makes sense that he's known in football too well. Just want us to have a great start so we can stick 2 fingers up to TalkSport. Yep, I agree, mate. That's exactly what I was just saying. That Czech Georgia game last night was the best by far. Half-time in Scotland versus Switzerland, which was 1-1 at the time. Moyes said, keep it going for the draw.
He can't himself.
That we down the bottom is a lie. It is. Right. Euros for the last sort of 10 minutes of the show. Yeah, mate, it's been an okay tournament. I think the games at night have been really boring. I think the 8 o'clock games some of them have been terrible. France haven't played particularly well. For me, at the moment, it's between Germany and Spain, who just look incredible. What about you, mate?
Yeah, agree completely. You know, Germany and Spain, absolutely the standouts. Obviously, Italy, again, we haven't been great. I just don't think Italy have got a very good team at the minute. You know, it's
They're
tough.
solid, but not special.
That's the problem. You know, we've got some good players, but there's no flair in the team. There's no flair. There's nothing that's gonna worry opposition defenders. You look at that Spain team, you know, obviously Spain have got unbelievable technical players in midfield and, you know, can pass the ball around for days. But now they've got that unbelievable pace in Nico Williams. And that
new boy, that Yamal as well.
Yeah, Yamal as well. But like, that's terrifying for defenders. It gives them something to think about. You know, they've got this amazing technical ability, but then the pace on the wings gives defenders something to think about. But you look at that Italy team, there's no pace really in the side. There's no tricky player in the side. Yeah, it's not a great. It's a decent Italy team, but they're missing that special player. You know.
Yeah.
France. I don't know what's going on. France are just being France, basically.
Yeah, it's funny, mate. It's like I said, Griezmann looks really good when he touches the ball. Obviously, it don't help that the main man got his nose injury the other night. But yeah, I don't know, mate. I don't know. Who has impressed you the most in terms of player? I think Musiala has just been absolute joke. Like, ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yeah. Fantastic player. You know, again, looking at Spain, Williams has been fantastic. Pedri, I absolutely love Pedri. Ridiculous for the age of him in midfield.
Looks great as well for Germany.
It's been some good performances. But yeah, those two, Spain, Germany, absolutely are the two to watch.
Yeah, Portugal look good as well. Portugal have had their moments. Obviously, you wanted Ronaldo to score yesterday.
I didn't want him to score, mate. I didn't want him to score. I'm sure I'm not the only person here.
Just a shot, wasn't it?
Just Sky Bet at half-time. Price boost on Ronaldo to have a shot on target in the second half. That's it. Shot on target. First time in his entire career, he's one-on-one with the keeper and he squares it for attacking. First time I've never seen him do that in his entire career. No. He's working with Sky Bet, mate. They knew what's going on. Rigged.
Who's your winner then at the moment? You know, we'll probably predict this again in a week or so, but
I think Germany.
I do, yeah. I think the Germans, yeah.
Germany, you know, home team. I think they'll win it.
No, they look special, very, very special. Any questions, guys? Give you a couple more minutes, and then me and Paul are going to wrap up. Just having a look there. Hit the like button. Help Luke and Paul out. There was a really nice comment. I'm actually going to read that one. Hi guys, been subbed to your channel for approximately 6 years after I talk. Trust you are well. Best wishes from Thailand. Come on, you guys. Nice comment, mate. That one.
Appreciate that.
Arnie is still going strong after all these years. Yeah, he scored the other day, didn't he, as well?
He's got a penalty, but yeah.
Albania play with a lot of spirit. Enjoyed both games so far. Ben Johnson leaving. He's about to sign a new deal. Apparently he's going to Ipswich, mate. That's the rumour. Me and Paul did touch on that about sort of 5-10 minutes ago. Last chance to get questions in, guys. Anything else, mate, from you?
Not that I can think of. I haven't really seen much. Like say, transfer news is quieting down a bit because the Euros is on now. We obviously I don't know what it's called now. It's not called. Is it called the Copa America still?
Oh yeah, Copa America. I don't know what was the score of that Mexico game. I don't know what the score.
I don't know. It's kicked off now. Obviously, I don't know. I saw that Argentina won their first game. Mickey Antonio, does he play tonight for Jamaica?
No, he played against Mexico.
Oh, that was.
Yeah, it was Mexico, Jamaica. That's what I'm saying. Like, what was the score? Yeah, I don't know what the score that was. Yeah,
I'm not sure. No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was a great interview. That was Southgate. England without Phillips will win it. We haven't replaced Calvin Phillips. Okay. Any boxing chat? Not really, mate. The only thing I've read is that Conor Benn's going into celebrity SAS, so I think his career is more or less over. It's a big shame. I loved him.
It's a joke, man. It's a joke. So Conor Benn's obviously been frozen out, although he has fought twice, since his ban. But then, you look at now what's happening with Ryan Garcia. Garcia pops. And he's got what? What's he got? A one? Was it? I can't remember how long the ban was now. Was it a 1-year ban?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
1-year ban, and then he'll be back. But Ben's being absolutely slaughtered for it. I think it's because Ben said trying to say he's completely innocent, and I don't know. He's wound up the British boxing board. They're sort of got it out for him now. But it's a shame, man. It's a shame. I think Ben will be back. What about the? It's been a while, but yeah, we haven't spoke for a while. Eddie Earn got swept in the
mate
5v5.
Yeah, mate. Well, Deontay Wilder's absolutely finished. That's it. He's done, completely done.
But then again, Wilder's got no resume anyway. He's got no resume, so he's never been a technical boxer. He's never really been a good boxer. All he's had is power, and he's knocked out 40 bums.
Apart from maybe Victor Ortiz, probably was a decent fighter, Ortiz. Yeah, when he's come up against, the Joseph Parkers, that Zhang, who's not the greatest of fighters,
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Anthony Joshua would absolutely kill him. Would kill him.
Mate. So what do you think now? Because I obviously you're a huge AJ hater. What do you think of AJ Fury now?
I don't think it happens.
I don't think it happens.
I don't think it happens, mate. I don't think it happens. And I think Fury is just on the way out now. I think the lifestyle's caught up with him now. I think the Ngannou fight sort of, exposed him. Usyk is just too good. I think Usyk beats Joshua again if that fight did happen. Mate. I don't see that fight happening.
No, it won't, man. It'll never happen. It'll never happen. The reason why I don't think it'll ever happen is because Fury's legacy is already in tatters.
Yeah.
And
do you think Usyk beats him again though? Would Usyk beat? So Usyk Fury's going to happen again?
Yeah.
Do you see it any way that Fury beats him? No. I think Usyk would knock him out this time.
Yeah, mate. He had him. He was gone. He had him. But if Fury loses to AJ, his career's his legacy's completely
he's done. Yeah. He's better off retiring with
with that.
I've won that.
What if sort of thing?
He's a rich man. You know what I mean? He hasn't got to have that fight.
But I don't know what do you see next? So Usyk, in my opinion, beats Fury. Then where do Usyk should retire? In my opinion, Usyk should retire. He's got nothing left.
Yeah, he shouldn't fight AJ. He shouldn't fight him. He should be done.
He should be done. He's got nothing left to prove. I think Usyk should retire. Fury needs to retire. I think if he does fight AJ will batter him.
Yeah, there's a couple of good fights out there, like Dubois coming up. I think
Dubois.
I think he's been underestimated a little bit. I think he's okay. I AJ levels.
That's the problem. I don't think he's at that level. He's not at that level. He's a good fighter. It's like Parker. Joseph Parker's having a bit of a resurgence at the minute. But honestly, I think if Parker AJ rematch happens, which it sounds like it might, I think AJ will kill him.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So after that generation, that Fury, Joshua, Usyk, you probably do look at Dubois to be the next world champion. No, I don't, unless there's a big one coming out of the Olympics or whatever. I don't know too much about the up and comers.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to quickly go through these last few. How far do you think
the Chinese guy looks like a real contender? Are you talking about Zhang?
Oh my goodness,
he's like 43 years old.
Yeah, he's got to move on.
He's again a massive puncher, but he's not.
I tell you, Joe Joyce is finished now as well. I tell
you. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame. Again, another one. He's too old now.
Yeah. How far do you think England will get?
Quarterfinal.
Yeah. Gents, what are your thoughts on youth contracts? Alford, especially with Nobles looking after youngsters. How can this happen? After the teammate, and it's promises, and it's some you got to spend a bit more money now, and under this thing we don't look like we're going to do it
again with Alford. Going back to what I was saying about Ben Johnson, apparently, again, this is not from me, secondhand information here, but from people that know the boy and know his family. Apparently, his dad massively involved in this, and his dad was like very unhappy that he wasn't getting playing time under David Moyes. And it's kind of his dad is false, behind the unrest when it comes to Orford. But yeah, another one, man. It's a shame.
Right, guys, we're going to leave it there. We've been going 45 minutes. Thank you so much for watching. If you've been watching live, until next time, guys, come on your hands. Keep believing. Not long now till it restarts again and the pain starts, and me and Paul are not happy on here anymore. Come on your hands. Let's go.